London, March 13, 1886. My dear Utterson, when this letter reaches your hands, I will be dead. I cannot predict under what circumstances, but my situation is hopeless. The end is near, either because they capture me justice and sentence me to the violent death, or because I deserve justice with my own hand. Apparently, I have some time to dispel the doubts that have long oppressed your soul. I hope I can do that. In these lines you will find the confessions of your unhappy friend. For my good fortune and willingness to study all expected me an honorable future in medicine, and I got it. Well, he got it. Nobody else that I respected within the profession and beyond, but the responsibility of being a great doctor became a very heavy load for me. Is within me, as I imagine happens inside everyone, there is a great need also to enjoy the pleasures unworthy generated. These treats me the terrible wild and threatened the earned respect and admiration. And to think that he had inside of me as any human being, so kind as jealously, both good and bad. I looked through in my scientific studies of solution. If all the good and the bad were concentrated in different people could rid humanity of an unendurable quality, the evil could continue their evil ways without suffering, remorse, and good to be inclined toward perfection without even thinking about acts of evil. But how to separate the good from the bad? Without the scientific aspect, I say invented a potion, a brew that achieved, according to my studies, to concentrate all the law and dim the soul of a person, turning his body to, making also in a small space and murky. The transformation would be complete, body and soul. The magnitude of the experiment did little, to just be bigger than my fears. It started one night then. In the last look at the potion and full of courage I took it. I started to feel a shock, first welcome and then heartbreaking.
Suddenly I began to feel more joyful, more like the Jews enjoyed the absolute freedom of action, and knew then that was breathing for the first time that life, that this new man was infinitely evil, slowly turned to the mirror and watched for the first time the image of the other, that criminal, and I had put a name, Edward Hyde.
The being observed was much lower, younger and thinner than the good Dr. Jekyll. Utterson has certain logic to the bad side is less robust. This new body had an air of a disgust felt degeneration, but not joy but rather. Is that Edward Hyde was also as Hyde. I could do whatever I wanted without fear of suffering of conscience. Because Hyde did not have. Hyde has no conscience, and then I drank the antidote. As Jekyll meticulously prepared Hyde's life of renting a house in the neighborhood of Soho. Then my servants warned a friend of mine, Mr. Hyde would enjoy total freedom and power in my home. I wrote that will last to wish a object.
You're going to let a total stranger all your assets?
He's not a stranger.
And who the hell is Edward Hyde?
Tell me, Utterson, do you see that property?
Yes, I pass through here once a week.
Not long ago, an extraordinary occurrence brought me here. I'm surprised they never told you so.
So, tell me now.
It happened a few months ago. A late night in Soho, a young woman ran into a man coming out of side street. Before she could even apologize, the man toppled.
That's horrible. Do not let him get away with it, right?
No way, while a doctor took care of the young. I pursued the valiant, the cries of the girl, attracted to her father and neighbors. Also surrounded him. I chased him until the end of the road. To the monster he replied. Take this! Take this! Take this! Stupid human! Take this!
Wait!
I see that I've had no escape. Let not make a scene. Name your price.
Price? Surely the girl's father did not want money. Edward Hyde. I've seen that name here, I'm sure. Here is. If I died or disappear, or Henry Jekyll, I leave all my money and property to Mr. Edward Hyde. That animal should have my friend under its control. According to the Jekyll's testament, this is the direction of Hyde. But it looks that he is not at home. It is possible that he cannot come if he see me waiting at his door. But he will come home eventually, Mr. Hyde, and when he does, I'll be waiting. Several hours have already passed and there is no sight of... One moment! Is he? Freeze!
What? Leave me alone. Who are you?
My name is Utterson.
Utterson? The Dr. Jekyll's lawyer?
I'm friend of Dr. Jekyll too. It matter if I get in?
You won't find the Dr. Jekyll, mister. You shall leave.
Very well. But if we see again, mister, how can I recognize you?
Oh yes. You haven't seen me good, have you? Look at me very well. Hope that you don't forget me again. I would like to have you for me, diner.
Me? Me?
Now tell me, how do you know who am I?
Henry Jekyll. I talk about you.
Lie! He didn't do it. You are a liar.
That language isn't appropriate for a gentleman.
Me? I'm not a gentleman, fortunately. It make me laugh. Bye, Mr. Utterson.
What's the matter with that man? He doesn't look like a human. I've seen the Satan's face in that man.
Good morning, Mr. Utterson.
Good morning, Pat. Is Dr. Jekyll at home?
Yes, sir. Please follow me.
Utterson, what a nice surprise. Come on, come on.
I'm glad to find you fine. Was worried.
Do you need something else, sir?
No, thanks, Pat.
Now, what about your worry?
It's about this man you mentioned it in your will, Edward Hyde. I met him last night.
Really? Utterson, my cousin Richard met him too. Told me that Hyde came here looking for help after an incident in Soho. Hyde has his own key of the lab.
Why? Have you under control? I'm afraid he wants to hurt you.
You're a really good friend, Utterson, but don't worry. I can get rid of Hyde instantly if I wish. I have him under control, you know, not the other way.
I believe you, Henry. I'll thought continue with our trust in Hyde.
Of course. Utterson, I understand.
Look, 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 look. I felt a power inside me. Ha 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 ha.
Knew about the person who was died yesterday?
Yes, his name was Richard Lennon. Do you know what happened?
Was it taken on the street? A young lady who lives near saw everything. We found this in the sewer.
Can I see it? Oh my god. I've seen it before. I think where the murder lives.
We shouldn't give a charge without arguments. First, listen the witness.
Okay.
Please, Mrs. Start.
Thank you.
Try to remember in detail the events of dark morning.
I will try.
Were you with Sam when the accident happened?
No, Inspector. Okay, I left alone. Like I said to the people, I went to my bed around 11 o'clock. But I wasn't asleep, so I sat down in the windows to see the street. and Susie. I saw an old man walking. He looked lost and in a grown way. In front of him came another man, and the old man did him a salute and approached. By the way of his deeds, his gestures, he seemed to need guidance to find their way. Phil second, later the murder, third, to the old man, and I recognized him. Yes, he had been briefly in the house of my boss short time ago.
Why? With what purpose?
Business, I guess. I remember Miss Leia, my boss, made nothing comment about that man.
Do you remember his name?
Hyde. Edward Hyde, I'm sure.
Continue with the story, lady.
This man, Mr. Hyde, had in his hand a cane with which he played with he had nodded. So that this man burst into thunder and without knowing why it took this cane and lifted him into the air and then began to beat him, to lay him on the street, stopping so hard that I heard to my windows. I called him Bronze Crush and then stopped moving. The beatings were so several that his cane broke in two. This he didn't care and kept going very quiet.
Hyde! Open the door! It's the police!
What happened?
I am the new inspector coming from Scotland Yard. Edward Hyde is at home.
He lives here, but isn't here.
Could you tell me when was the last time you saw him?
Is he in problems?
Answer my questions, lady.
I saw him yesterday at night, late. Was here an hour and they came back out.
You know where he went?
No, and if you apologize me, I have housekeeping tasks to do.
I would like to go to his room, lady.
Impossible. He has by me.
You don't understand the magnitude of the situation, lady. Can I go in?
Who cares? Here you have the main room.
Wow, that mess. He apparently left hurry. Drawers of the place. Wait! The other half of the cane. Wow, where he hid the crime weapon. On the desk.
Hyde is wanted everywhere. It will soon drop you're protected. And your hair is a murder, Henry. The police was looking for me and I didn't know what to say.
You mentioned my name? That I met him?
No, I didn't say that. But as your lawyer and as your friend, I need to know all the truth. Are you hiding this criminal?
I swear you, I never come back to see him. You will never going to know about him.
I don't know how can be sure about that. I thought you will be correct. But equally, if they capture him and make him confess, he will mention your name.
Just read the document that is on the table, please.
What is that?
It's a letter of Edward Hyde.
Can I read it?
It's yours. Read.
Have the scene of the criminal. Dr. Jekyll. At this point you should be aware of how bad I paid you 1,000 favors. However, I assure you that not worry about my safety. I have the resources to escape and don't have to go back anymore. No London, neither England. Hyde. It's good news, if I can believe him. Henry, you're safe. Thanks, God.
I'm losing the control of the situation. I don't know what to do. Each time I have to drink more antidotes to maintain this personally. I have to find a way to kill him. Even if I kill myself.
Mr. Utterson, Mr. Utterson.
But the Jekyll's butler?
Yes, sir.
Good heavens! Why are you so agitated?
Mr. Utterson, excuse me, but it happened something very strange at home. Dr. Jekyll always spends a lot of time in the lab, you know. However, this time it doesn't like me, because when I call to Jekyll's door, another voice answers me.
Another voice? Come on, Pat.
Do you believe that I can get confused? His voice after served to Mr. Jekyll. No, sir, the boss has been killed, and this one who is in the lab is the killer. Well, I think so.
Please, Pat, think about it. What would the killer still do there? It's absurd.
Listen to me, sir. Since the last week, he or wherever who lives in the lab have left notes on the door, requesting medicine which I can't give him in the way that he wishes. I've gone to all the drugstores of the city, but nothing have pleased him. Requests me to return the medicine which isn't impure and tells me to go another drugstore. This one who is in the lab is sick, sir. Beside, I see him, yesterday. When I got in the lab's anteroom, I saw it shaking a boxes. Just a second, I saw it. But sir, that man was my boss. When I see him, yesterday. When I got into the lab anteroom, I saw it shaking a boxes. Just a second, I saw it. But sir, that man wasn't my boss. When he saw me, he screamed like a rat and went away from me. Besides, my boss is a tall man, and this one was almost a draft. Goodwill know who was he, but in the bottom of my heart, believe that a crime has been committed.
That's fine. We need to put end to this madness. Let's go back there.
Pat? Yes, I am. I am with Mr. Utterson.
What is all the servitude doing here?
Are you afraid, mister? Bring to me a lamp and an axe.
An axe?
Yes, sir, in order to break down the door, in case that this man doesn't open us or simply to defend ourselves, if it's necessary. Follow me, please, sir. Did you hear him? He always wastes his time walking day and night. In each step there is blood spilled about it, I'm sure.
I need to know if that man recognized you or he was simply.
Do you want to know if he was Mr. Hyde?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Hyde, the Jekyll's friend? Mr. Hyde, the killer?
Yes, he is.
I'm sure that he was Hyde. The stature, the voice. I see him a lot of times in that house. I always know that, well, it's not of my concern to talk about it.
I believe you, Pat. Go up then.
It's useless to prolong this. One last calamity has befallen me. The provision of salts that had not renewed since the first experiment began to run out. Then, I have proven with samples brought from all over London, but were not successful. I think that this will be the last time you borrow my thoughts and see in the mirror the reflection of the distinguished Dr. Jekyll. If my calculations do not fail me, in a few minutes you will be the hated and admired, yes, Edward Hyde. The entity will remain shaky and crying, listening to any sounds as a threat. Will Hyde die, or will find enough courage to get rid of himself at the last moment? God only knows. I do not care. This is indeed the hour of my death, the death of Jekyll. And what happens here don't concern me, just the other.
Jekyll! Jekyll! I'm Utterson!
Just go!
Jekyll, it's me!
No, get out of here! Please, just go!
Open the door! Open the door!
Even if I have to break down, but I have to see you, for better or worse. Open! Open the door right now! I demand you!
Leave this infamous man! Do you want to have in front of you this demon? Get out! Get away from me, or I will kill you!
I know that is you, Hyde! I swear for my friend, life and mine, that you will perish in the pitchfork!
Get away from here! Leave me alone!
It's Hyde!
Yes, sir.
He's dead or...
I think he's dead. You want to...
Yes, but I wanna see his face.
It's Hyde.
Yes, and have a flask in his hand. I think he kills himself. Where is Jekyll? Where this demon hide him?
Here is a document, sir. It's for you. Has your name on it.
It's the calligraphy of Dr. Jekyll, and look the date. London 13th, March 1886.
Read, doctor.
My dear Utterson, when this letter reaches your hands, I will be dead. I cannot predict under what circumstances, but my situation is hopeless. The end is near, either because they capture me, justice, and sentence me to the violent death, or because I deserve justice with my own hand. Apparently, I have some time to dispel the doubts that have long oppressed your soul. I hope I can do that. In these lines you will find the confession of your unhappy friend, Henry Jekyll.